All right, guys, we're gonna ask you to finish set 2 with some help with this video. So hopefully you're using this ed puzzle to kind of guide you, make sure you're on the right track. So the key to this, because set 2 is dealing with perimeter of rectangles, just kind of recap, I just want to make sure we understand a rectangle is a quadrilateral with opposite sides congruent. We tend to have one pair of sides longer than the other. This is not to scale, but kind of think of your dimensions of a rectangle are the length and the width. And I tend to kind of think of as the length as the longer side. So I'm just going to put an L for the length here. And then the width is our distance between those lengths. And so what we're going to have to do is use our perimeter formula that I have up here that I asked you to copy before you left, and apply that to find the dimensions of different rectangles with a set perimeter. So just like before, you want to pull out the key information and use that to apply it with the formula. So go kind of like line by line or sentence by sentence. So if we look at this first sentence, it says the length of the rectangle is 6 inches more than the width. Okay, so the key here is we're talking about length, but that it is 6 inches more than the width. And there's the end of our sentence. And we're comparing this length to the width. This is the unknown. And usually at the end of the sentence is where our x is going to be. So our first step here is still going to define, do your let statement, make a labeling, define your unknown. So here we're going to let x represent or equal the width of the rectangle. Okay. And so since the length, I probably should have done different colors there, is 6 inches more than the width, okay, more than right there, then I'm going to let, in relationship to x is our width, let my length be x plus 6. This is going to represent the length. So you're still going to have to define your unknown, use your let statements or write your let statement as the first step. And then we're going to set up an equation and then solve that equation. So the second sentence here says if the perimeter of the rectangle, so the perimeter of the rectangle is 24 inches, here they want us to find the dimension. So I'm going to circle that because that's our question. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my formula that says P, which represents the perimeter, is equal to 2 times the length, or 2L, sorry, P equals 2L, plus 2 times the width, or 2W, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to know that, we're going to substitute the parts that we have given. So we know the perimeter is 24 inches. So this 24 is going to represent the P. So I'm going to substitute P for 24. And then I'm doing 2 times the length. And the length is this expression here, the x plus 6. Plus 2 times the width. My width is being represented by x. So now we're just going to kind of simplify this, solve the equation here. We need to distribute. So really we have 24 is equal to 2x plus 12, then plus 2x. Because 2 parentheses x or 2 times x is just multiplying those together. And then hopefully we see we have like terms here. The 2x's can be combined. So this is really saying 24 is equal to 4x plus 12. So I'm just going to move this over here to the side so I can have more room to solve the equation. 4x plus 12. So we need to isolate the variable term, the 4x. It has with it the constant plus 12. So we need to do the opposite of that, which would be minus 12. Okay. The constants cancel. Now we have 12 equals 4x. And then to solve for x, we're just going to divide by that coefficient, which is by 4. And we get 3 equals x. So this represents our width. Probably should have did that in blue, but since we found the x, we know the width. Write that right here. Okay. So step 3 is to pretty much answer the specific question, define the answer, give the exact answer to what the problem is being asked. So we need to find the dimensions. We need to find the width and the length. So if I know x is 3, my width is just going to say 3 plus that. So I have a 3 by 9 rectangle. Usually we do our dimensions because when they want the dimensions, I'll probably add that here. Sorry. You're going to do length by width. So that's why this 3 by 9 would be our solution here. Okay? All right, so let's look at number 10. Right off the bat, we're going to always start off with the let statement. So I'm just going to start off, say let x equals. And then I'm going to have a second statement here. I'll figure out that one. So if I read the first sentence, it's telling us that the length is, 5 inches more than 4 times the width. Okay, so 4 times the width. Well, I'm going to let my x be the width. 4 times the width would be like 4x. This is 5 inches more than. Remember that than is a switch or a turnaround word. So this 4x needs to go to the front here. So my 4x plus 5 is going to represent the length. Because this is 5 inches more than that. So we're adding the 5 to the 4 times the width of 4x. So now we have defined the let statements. We're going to go to writing our equation. So look at our second sentence. Here, if the perimeter of the rectangle is 90 inches, so perimeter is 90 inches. Remember, the formula that we're using for perimeter is P equals 2L plus 2W. So I already know the perimeter is 90 inches. That represents the P. So I'm going to put the 90 there. And then I need to substitute for my L, for my length. Well, that was the 4x plus 5. So my equation is going to be 2 parentheses, the L. The L was the 4x plus 5, so that should be inside the parentheses. Then we're going to do plus our 2W. W is our x. So this is really just saying 2x. Okay, I can do parentheses, but I'm multiplying there. So now we need to distribute the 2 here. So we get 90 equals 8x plus 10 plus 2x. And then hopefully you see here we should combine our like terms, our x's. So when we simplify this equation, we get 90 equals 10x plus 10. Now to solve for x, we have to get rid of the constant. So our first step is, yes, minus 10. If you said that, good job. So we're going to have 80 equals 10x. And then to solve for the x, which represents our width, we're going to divide by the coefficient, which is the 10. So that cancels, and we get 8 equals x. So now that I know this is my width, to get to my length, I'm going to plug it back in for x. So this would be 4 parentheses. And instead of x, we're going to now make an 8 there, then plus 5. So this gets simplified as 32 plus 5, which comes out to be 37. So I'll write it out over here. This is 37. So our dimensions, that's what they're asking us to find. Remember, that is your length by your width, or your width by your length. So this would be a 37 by 8 rectangle. Okay. So let's see if you can take what we have discussed and learned today in class and then now using it, writing an equation from word problems. And basically kind of what we did on 9 and 10. And let's see if you can, excuse me, complete number 11. Okay. So I want to just kind of pause this video. I want to give you time to see if you can get to that. Excuse me, I'm going to do the same and start filling in a couple steps to check your understanding on the way. If I can find my thing, which is right here. All right, so hopefully you let x equal be your width and maybe your length. You wrote the expression since it was 3 centimeters less than twice the width, 2x minus 3. So now we are plugging in the value of our perimeter into the formula. We know the perimeter is 18. So see if you can get to the substituting the equation, like our parts that we have the P, that's our 18. We have the length here, that's our L. We have our width, that was our X. So let's see if we can substitute the parts in correctly. All right, hopefully we have this, and let's see if you can solve for X, which will be our width. You need to distribute first, so this actually gets simplified as 18 equals 4x minus 6 plus 2x. And then hopefully you are combining the like terms, and we have the equation 18 equals 6x minus 6. So to solve it, we just need to add 6 to both sides. And this would get, let me simplify over here to the right, 24 equals 6x. And then if we divide by the coefficient of 6, the number in front of the variable, we get 4 equals x. So that represents the width. So all we have to do now is plug it back in of 2 times 4 minus 3 to get our length. Our dimensions here should be a 4 by 5. I think it comes out there, yeah. 4 by 5. Okay. So the next page here, let me minimize this real quick. We do have some more perimeter problems. Basically, I'm going to ask you to complete this as part of your warm-up tomorrow, and then I will go over consecutive. Okay. All right. Thanks for taking care of this. Do try your best to complete the remaining problems, and come prepared to ask questions so you can have a better understanding, so you can have mastery of this skill. All right. Thanks.